If you missed the first couple of videos for Cherokee Lake, make sure to go check them out on the Lake Breakdown playlist. They'll be out there. I believe we're on episode 4 now of the Cherokee Lake Breakdown for Tennessee. And while we're looking at this on the Google Earth side, make sure you go out, check out simplisticfishing.com. I've got all these waypoints out there to where you can put them on your graph. Basically, I can sell you the SD card or you can get the digital files. But we've got a lot of different lakes in Tennessee now. Not only do we have Cherokee, but we've got Chickamauga, Dale Hollow, Douglas Lake, Fort Loudon, Guys Creek, Kiowee, Nickajack, South Holston, Timms Ford, Watauga Lake, and Watts Bar, and we're continuing to add lots and lots more. So make sure to go out and check out that website, simplisticfishing.com, and let's go ahead and jump into this thing and continue our lake breakdown. So if you remember from the first couple of videos, I'm going to go ahead and click this and zoom us in here. And if you remember from the first couple of videos, we really focused on this northern section of the lake, right? So we covered this northern section all in depth, really. We did the upper section right here, and we did all of that. So we covered all of that. And then on the last video, we did the midsection. And what we did is we started down here, and we worked our way. We kind of worked our way all the way through here. We came all the way up. We covered all of that. We swam back down, and we got to about right here by Huff's German Creek Marina, and that's where we ended. So that's where we're going to start today. But before we do, let's just show you how we have this thing broken down. So first off, we have the channels and ditches. So if we're able to see any type of a channel or a ditch, like for example, you can see the channel here or the ditch that this creek channel has created. If we see that, we'll mark that for you because those can really be key areas to find fish. So you definitely want to take advantage of areas like that. Also, lots of different cover that's here. We found debris, we found brush. If you remember from the last video, there's lots of different areas that have rock as well. So we've got all the just different rocky spots covered for you. And then we also have the ramps. The ramp pattern could be a pattern on this lake. There's plenty of them, and it definitely could be a thing. So you might want to check it out. And if not, then at least you know where all the different ramps are in the area that you're fishing. So let's go ahead and select all of this. And let's just jump right into this breakdown. I'm going to move this sidebar over. I'm going to get rid of it, actually. I'm going to go to view and take that sidebar off. And then up here on the history bar, I'm going to bring that up, and I'm going to move this back to 2022. And that gives us our best image. So again, we're going to start here. We covered all of this in the last video. So again, if you missed that, just look at those lake breakdowns. And let's just start swinging down here and see what we can find. Now, one thing you might want to look at, I don't have it marked here, but could be this little point right here. You can tell it might have even a little bit of rock on the end of it. I missed that the first time, but definitely if you're watching this video, check that one out. That looks like it could be a sneaky little spot, like how it hooks off that main lake point. And there's really nothing around. I don't see any rock anywhere close except for just right there. So I'm going to put that little mark right there. So we'll have it for next time. And then let's just keep on rocking and rolling and see what else we can find. So as we zoom on down this bank line, there are a couple little rocky areas. Notice how there's not much here, right? You just got dirt and everything like that. But here are the little hard spots. You've got some right here. You've got a lot coming off of this point. I can see this point being very productive, all the different rock that's around it for sure. Then we're going to swing back. We got a couple ramps that are in here. A little bit of rock that's hidden in here over by this boat dock. Not sure what's going on, but that looks like it could be a nice little gem to go look at, especially when you look at all the things around it, right? Where else are the fish going to relate to? They can relate to those ramps. They can relate to those docks. And that's about it. And if the lake is low, I have no idea what they're going to relate to because there's nothing here. So maybe they get down in some ditches and stuff like that in the backs of these coves. So let's keep moving on up here, see what else we can find. We got some more rock here. Some additional rock that's out here off this point. Really nice little bluffy wall that's right here. My guess is, without even pulling back, would be that this is some type of a creek channel. So it probably comes through here or comes down here and swings this way. Something's happening, and it's swinging right up against this wall, and that's what's causing that major hard spot there with all that rock. So really good looking spot there. Now around these islands, you can see we've got those marked as well. We show you where the rocky areas are on the islands, the different little rocky spots. There's lots of those islands that are out here. And hopefully I'll cover most of them for you here on this video, but there's a few more down here that we've got marked as well. Some debris out off the edge of that one. So you can see some really good rock and debris. Some really good offshore stuff that's out there. So let's not get confused here because this one's going to be hard not to get confused. I'm going to swing around this corner and we're going to continue to go this way, and then we'll swing back and finish where we started. So here's another good hard spot, right? This point, You're like, how do you know it's a hard spot? Well, basically, if you just look at it, you can tell it's a different color, right? It's got that brighter white to it, whereas this has that tannish or that reddish color. So these are definitely going to be some hard spots. Now, they might not be hard spots like you're thinking of, like chunky rock, like this type of stuff, but it could be more like finer type gravel and things like that. So definitely good points to fish around. All right, let's move on up here, see what else we can find. Here's just those little pockets of rock, right? And you know they're going to be good because there's nothing else around them. So good pockets of rock that probably extends further out into the water here. Same type thing here. You've got the scattered rock that's just in this little area. Some more boat ramps, another hard spot right off the edge of this point. Some rock back in there, some more ramps and rock. This one's got some pretty good rock over here. If we look at this point, pretty good rock, pretty good looking point as well to fish too. So definitely some good stuff here. Some more ramps, actually quite a few ramps to fish. And then if you get out the outside of this point, which obviously, if the water's up, see if we can find a place where the water's up. This point's going to be covered up, right? So that stuff that I'm showing you is actually going to be underwater. And I don't even think the water's at full pool here. Clearly it's not because you still got docks that are out. But even not at full pool, that those rocks are underwater. So right here you can see that's the hot spot. So you definitely want to look at that. All right, let's pull back, show you where I'm at. We came around there, right? Now we're swinging down the south side. Here's some more hard spots that you want to look at. These being main lake could be really, really key. So I would definitely look on both sides of that island and even out here as well. As we move down, some more ramps. Don't see a lot on the bank line, and then all of a sudden, boom, we hit a really good hard spot right here with a lot of rock. Then you'll kind of see the same pattern as we go through this lake. No ramp. You got some little random rocky areas like right here. That could be a really cool spot too. I like how it sets out a little bit deeper. It's real close to deep water as well. This one's kind of the same thing. And I like how they're so isolated too. There's not a bunch of it in the area. So it gives you a higher percentage chance that they're going to be there. Now there is some scattered rock like through here and a little bit back in here, but I didn't see anything too crazy. And then there's a good little channel that comes back through here as well. And you can see there's a little bit of rock and stuff back in there. All right, I'm going to pull this back. We're going to come back. There's another one of those bluff walls. So there's got to be a creek channel swing somewhere, a river channel swing. Something's going on that's causing that. So that's going to be really, really deep water. But definitely you've got that hard spot there. So this could be key in the wintertime. And then also fishing off the edges of these, right? So right in here and then coming up here and find where it tapers off. So be like right around in this area. And that's going to be a hot spot as well. All right, let's keep moving out. You know, this point looks good, but there's nothing on it. There's no rocks on it or anything else that I could see, so I didn't mark it for you, but it does look like a good little long extended point. Sometimes those can be really good in the fall. So just because I didn't mark it doesn't mean that it might not be a good spot. As we move in here, there are a couple spots here where I see I missed a little bit of rock. There's some rock right here and there's some right there. Nothing too major back in this spot. Actually, I know why I didn't mark it because we've gone past the area. So now I'm going to turn around. So what we're going to do now is we've made it down to the bottom of this section, this midsection, and now we're going to start working our way back up, and that'll be the lower section. We'll talk about that here in a couple of videos. So here's some more rock off this point, and then you can see here just real unique points. There's 3 of them here. They all look pretty unique. Out here, I didn't see too much out here. There's a little bit of rock right there and a little bit right there, but nothing too crazy, but definitely, you know, check those spots out. Even right here too, you can see there's some rock out here. So we'll look out for that as well. So I'm going to go ahead and mark that one too, so we have it. And I'm going to go ahead and mark that other one too. Always like it when I do these breakdowns because usually I'll find stuff that's out here that, you know, that I missed the first time. And I go through this with a ton of details, so it kind of irritates me. I miss stuff, but it is the way it is. But look at all these points that are right here. I mean, I really like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Plus, you got this one out here right there. So you basically have 9 different spots in this one area of the lake that are pretty high percentage that you're going to find fish on one of those 9 spots. You're on main lake points and you're around rock. And this, you're out in the middle of the freaking river or out in the middle of the lake. So you can't go wrong there. So definitely would spend some time checking this stuff out, especially summertime. You know, right now it's June, 15th. So definitely you'd want to, we're getting in that time where things are getting a lot warmer. It's time to get a little bit offshore and get away from the bank. So as we move in here, I'm not going to go through all these. It'll take forever, but you can tell I've just marked the rocky spots and the hard spots. You're like, well, how do you know that's a hard spot? Well, you can see now when I zoom in, this is soft, and that is definitely going to be a hard spot. So I've marked all of those for you guys. Here's the scattered rock that's up here. Got all that marked. I really like these outside stuff here as well. Some pretty good points here. Some really good rock here off this little hump. Really good rocky point there. Here's an old pond dam that's back here that's got some rock right off the edge of the point here. And then this looks like maybe an old pond, possibly an old pond that's back here. So you could fish that little ditch and then come over here and fish the rock as well. All right, so I'm going to move back here. Hopefully you guys can see where I'm at. This lake gets a little confusing, but I'm right here in this section. So I'm going to zoom back in. We got all these ramps to look at. There's some debris that's back here in this huge flat. It's kind of hard to see, but looks like a foundation or something like that. There's some more of it right here. Just random little piles, but I don't know how shallow that gets you. That might be too shallow, not be worth going in there. Some more ramps back in there, some scattered rock. If we get out here off this island, which I think we already talked about, but we've got those scattered little rocky spots on those islands too. So now I'm going to pull back. We're going to finish up. We're going to keep moving down here. We'll work our way to that. As we come over here around this point, some more rock, right? I like that. Isolated little rock pile there. Some pretty good rock that's in there too. Some more boat ramps for us. Nothing around this island. You know, there's no rocks or anything like that I saw. Lots of ramps back in here. A little bit of rock by this ramp, but I'm thinking you're probably not going to go all the way back in here and fish this area just to find that rock, because this does not look like a very high percentage area. But the other side looks a lot more high percentage. So let's keep moving down and see what we see. So we got the ramp here. We got some really good rock back in here. I do like this spot. That one looks pretty good. And then over here, you just got all this massive hard stuff. I mean, it'd be hard to figure out where they are in this stuff, but I guarantee they're somewhere around that stuff. That's just, it's crawfish heaven. And it's something that they're going to love. And you see all these different hard spots that are out there, and it goes along that whole bank line. You can literally spend a couple hours just fishing all that and probably catch something. You have a lot higher percent of catching something on this side than I think you would on that side, except for that little area there. All right, let's move back. And before we get too far, let's talk about these little islands that are out here. So you can see I've got them marked. I really like the hard spot off the edge of this island. This one looks cool too. You got some debris and rock here. This one almost looks like it's got an old pond that's here with some rock on the edge of the pond dam. Right here and right there. Just really cool stuff. I love the isolated rock that's out here. This hard spot out here, look how it's a pretty good area out here. You could focus on that right there. And no telling how far out it goes, or if there's a drop there, or whatever's going on underneath the water that we can't see. So let's pull this back and let's talk about just this couple stuff. More rock right here, right? Little bluffy type wall right there. Got a ramp back in here. And then this obviously is a swing, right? Swinging down here and it's coming back up. And this is more your bluff wall or your bluffy side, so your deeper side. So I've got all the different rocks marked here to let you know, hey, this is a big bluff wall, some good rocks, some real deep water. Definitely take a look at it. And then this will finish us up for the video back in these areas. Got some good rock around this point. Really love this. We talked about this last time. I love that point. And then moving over here, some rock back here on this little secondary point, setting up. And there was a little bit more back in here. And then you get into this creek channel. And on the inside of that creek channel swing, there's some really good rock back in here. So if they get back in here, I could see them being attracted to something like that. So guys, that finishes us up for the midsection for Cherokee Lake. Now when I come back, we're going to hop over and we're actually going to go down to that lower section that I talked about. So that was the midsection. And now on the next video, we're going to go down here to the lower section. And we'll start breaking this one down. We'll start on one side, we'll work our way down, and then we'll work our way all the way back up. So make sure to hit that subscribe button. Make sure to hit that like button. Come back. We'll continue to break down Cherokee until we get it done. And number one, make sure to go out and check out this website, simplisticfishing.com. It's got all those waypoints for you, so you can get them today and take advantage. Until next time, I hope you catch your PB. Take it easy.